How many permutations of the letters of kitchen? A. Do not begin with key I. B. Do not have key and I in the first two letters. A. Don't begin with key I. We can find the total number of permutations, and then find the number of permutations that begin with key I. Then, we use the total number of permutations minus the number of permutations that begin with key I. Then, we get the number of permutations that do not begin with key I. There are 7 letters, so the total number of permutations is just 7 factorial. Then, for the number of permutations that begin with key I, we just put key I as the first 2 letters. Then we permute the left 5 letters behind key I. The number of the permutations is just 5 factorial. So 5 factorial is the number of permutations that begin with key I. Then I use the total number of permutations 7 factorial minus the number of permutations that begin with key I, 5 factorial, and this equals 4920. So 4920 is just the number of permutations that do not begin with key I. Now question B. For the number of permutations that do not have key and I in the first 2 letters, we already know that the number of permutations of the 7 letters is 7 factorial. Then we can find the number of permutations that have key and I in the first 2 letters. Then we use the total number of permutations to minus the number of permutations that have key and I in the first letters. Then we can get the number of permutations that do not have key and I in the first 2 letters. For the number of permutations that have key and I in the first 2 letters, there are 2 cases for it. Case 1 is begin with key I, or case 2 begin with IK. Now let's go to case 1. For the permutations that begin with key I, we just put key I as the first 2 letters. Now we permute the left 5 letters behind key I. So the number of permutations that begin with key I is just 5 factorial. Similarly, for permutations that begin with IK, we just put IK as the first 2 letters. Then we permute the left 5 letters behind them. So the number of permutations that begin with IK is also 5 factorial. Use addition principle. The number of permutations that have key and I in the first 2 letters is just the number of permutations of case 1, 5 factorial, plus the number of permutations of case 2, 5 factorial, and this equals 240. Then we use the total number of permutations 7 factorial minus the number of permutations that have key and I in the first 2 letters, that is 240. And this equals 4800. So this is the number of permutations that do not have key and I in the first 2 letters.